We're ready to rock. I will get these teams loaded up here for the first break, which is going to be a Diamond Kings. Hey, Sean, great to see you. Thanks for being with us this evening. I'm excited for tonight and for this break. Alrighty. Here we go. This is the 2021 Diamond Kings Baseball one box. Pick your team. And then here we got those 8 cards per pack and 12 packs per box. Yeah, Luminance definitely looks fun for sure. And it's the first product that actually has the NFL teams on them, which is really nice. I'm pretty excited about that personally. Alrighty, we got Spencer Howard from the Philadelphia Phillies going to Robert. Robert, welcome to BreakTraders. Thanks for joining us this evening. George Sisler with the St. Louis Cardinals. Roberto Clemente with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Andy Young, RC of the Arizona Diamondbacks, going to Shannon. Followed by Chris Bryant with the Chicago Cubs. The Legacy Lithographs, Walter Johnson of the Washington Senators, and which is now the Minnesota Twins. And I just like to make a note of that for our sorting. Al Klein of the Tigers and a Diamond Kings debut, Christian Pache of the Atlanta Braves, going to Robert. Alrighty, got that first pack down. Yeah, having the NFL team listed on there is definitely a benefit for me, even though I've pretty much memorized the teams at this point. We got Jahmai Jones of the Baltimore Orioles going to Robert, followed up by Joe Cronin of the Boston Red Sox, Luis Patino of the Tampa Bay Rays, RC, and that is going to Cynthia, followed by Lou Gehrig of the New York Yankees. And it looks like we're going to have our first auto, and it's going to be a rookie out of 99. That is Ryan Mountcastle of the Baltimore Orioles going to Robert. Robert starting off his first break with BreakTraders with a bang. Alrighty, then we've got Garrett Cole, the aficionado right there of the New York Yankees, going to Michael. Followed up by a David Peterson of the Mets. David Peterson of the New York Mets going to Shannon. And Lewin Diaz of the Miami Marlins. Lewin Diaz of the Marlins going to Marcello. Marcello, welcome to the BreakTraders community. I'm excited. We'll be ripping into Luminance next up. I screwed up and I meant to have them as the first break of the night, but that was my fault on the eBays. Bo Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays, followed by Manny Machado of the Padres. Then we have a Mickey Moyniak, RC of the Philadelphia Phillies. Christy Mathewson of the New York Mets. New York Mets going to Shannon, followed by Lucas Gelato of the Chicago White Sox. Looks like we have a filler right there, and underneath it is the club, Sammy Sosa of the Chicago Cubs going to Shannon. Then we've got a Diamond Kings debut, Dylan Carlson. Dylan Carlson of the St. Louis Cardinals, followed by Max Scherzer of the Washington Nationals. Excuse me. We have Tony Gwynn of the Padres, followed by Juan Soto of the Nationals, Edward Olivares of the Kansas City Royals. of the Kansas City Royals going to Shannon. Then we got Harvey Kuhn of the Detroit Tigers. And then our numbered, we have Joe Sewell, the artist proofs out of 49. 37 out of 49. And that is going to be going to Shannon with Cleveland. Nice hit there. Then we have an art of hitting Mel Ott of the New York Yankees going to Michael. Then we have Matt Chapman of the Oakland Athletics and Kyle Lewis of the Mariners. Alrighty, we've got Jorge Mateo of the San Diego Padres. Jorge Mateo of the Padres, and that is going to Robert, another BreakTraders first-timer. And if you are a first-timer and haven't checked out our website, go there, use promo code NEWBT for 20% off your first order. We have Joe Jackson with the Chicago White Sox going to Marvin. Then Casey Mize of the Detroit Tigers going to Robert. Followed by Haesung Kim of the San Diego Padres. And that is going to Robert as well. Adonis Medina of the Philadelphia Phillies going to Robert. And then we have a Legacy Lithographs. Mike Schmidt of the Philadelphia Phillies going to Robert. Followed up by an Alex Bam-Bam-Bam-Bam-Bam-A-Ram of the Philadelphia Phillies going to Robert. Then we have Josh Fleming of the Tampa Bay Rays going to Cynthia. We have Carl Erskine of the Brooklyn Dodgers, Yu Darvish of the San Diego Padres, Vladimir Guerrero of the Montreal Expos, Pete Alonso of the New York Mets. And we're going to have our first portrait, and it is going to be Buster Posey of the San Francisco Giants. Buster Posey of the San Francisco Giants, and that is going to be going to Robert. And look at those beautiful fireworks all over the night sky at BT Park. We have the aficionado Carl Hubbard of the New York Yankees going to Michael, followed up by Jared Olivia RC of the Pirates going to Will, and Will's first break with BreakTraders. Welcome, Will. And Drew Rasmussen of the Brewers going to Shannon. Shannon, great to see you as always. Alrighty, we are halfway through this break. Break number 986, if you're just tuning in. We have Christian Javier of the Houston Astros. Javier of the Astros going to Robert, followed up by Edward Stanky of the Brooklyn Dodgers, now the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then Cabrian Hayes of the Pittsburgh Pirates going to Will, followed up by Freddie Freeman of the Atlanta Braves, and a Daniel Johnson RC of Cleveland going to Shannon. We have a filler right there, followed by a gallery of stars, and that is Fernando Tatis Jr. of the San Diego Padres going to Robert. Next up, we have Jimmy Fox of the Boston Red Sox and Walter Alston of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yeah, they certainly were, because the saute sizzle is going to come in hot tonight. And here we go. Who lives, who dies, who tells Trevor's story of the Colorado Rockies going to Shannon. Then we have Estevan Florial of the New York Yankees RC going to Michael. Walter Johnson of the Washington Senators, now the Minnesota Twins, going to Robert. And Marcell Ozuna of the Atlanta Braves going to Robert as well. And we have a memorabilia card coming, but first we have the artist palette, Joey Gallo of the Texas Rangers going to Shannon. Followed up by a Diamond Kings debut, Christian Javier of the Houston Astros to Robert, and a Kansas City Brady Singer RC going to Shannon. And then the memorabilia card, it's going to be a Jersey Kings, and that is Yadier Molina of the St. Louis Cardinals, and that is going to Robert. Not a bad first break. Gets an auto and gets a numbered auto and a memorabilia card, a Jersey King memorabilia in his first break, their first break with BreakTraders. We have the Chicago White Sox, Frank Thomas, followed by Bryce Harper with the Phillies. Isaac Paredes of the Detroit Tigers RC right there. And then we have next up Charlie Keller of the Yanks. The Joe DiMaggio of the Yankees as well, followed by the club, Cal Ripken of the Baltimore Orioles, going to Robert. Nick Madrigal RC of the Chicago White Sox, and Dean Kremer of the Baltimore Orioles. Nate Pearson of the Toronto Blue Jays going to Robert, followed by Lou Brock of the St. Louis Cardinals, Mike Trout of the Los Angeles Angels, Jose Garcia of the Cincinnati Reds. The Cincinnati Reds right there going to Robert. And then we have our box hit, and that is going to be the Plum Portrait Trevor Bauer of the Los Angeles Dodgers going to Michael. Can't dodge those fireworks, because that is a nice hit. Then we have the Elegance Manny Machado of the San Diego Padres going to Robert as well, followed up by Nick Madrigal of the White Sox, the Diamond Kings debut of the White Sox going to Marvin. And then we have the George Brett of the Kansas City Royals right there, and we have 2 packs left in this one. Buster Posey of the San Francisco Giants, followed by a Clark Schmidt RC of the New York Yankees going to Michael. Ted Williams of the Red Sox, DJ LeMahieu of New York, Ryan Sandberg of Chicago. There's a filler in there, and underneath it we have the Legacy Lithographs, Joe Wood from the Boston Red Sox going to Robert. Kirby Puckett of the Twins, and a Diamond Kings debut, Dalton Varsho of the Arizona Diamondbacks going to Shannon. And we're on to the last pack here. We have Sixto Sanchez of the Miami Marlins. Sixto Sanchez of the Miami Marlins going to Marcello of Marcello. Then we have Honus Wagner of Pittsburgh, followed up by Sherton Apostle RC of the Texas Rangers going to Shannon. Joe Morgan of the Cincinnati Reds going to Robert. And then here we go. It's a portrait, and that is Daz Cameron. Daz Cameron of the Detroit Tigers going to Robert. And that's going to be followed up by the artist palette, Juan Soto of the Washington Nationals going to Shannon. And then we have Travis Blankenhorn of the Minnesota Twins and Jazz Chisholm of the Miami Marlins RCs to finish off that break. Awesome, Rob. Great to hear that. We love to hear that for sure. Let's run down these rooks. Jazz Chisholm of the Marlins, Travis Blankenhorn of the Twins, Sherton Apostle of Texas, Sixto Sanchez of Miami, the Diamond Kings debut, Dalton Varsho of the Diamondbacks, Clark Schmidt of the Yankees, Nick Madrigal of the White Sox, Jose Garcia of Cincinnati, Nate Pearson of Toronto, Dean Kremer of Baltimore, Nick Madrigal of Chicago, Isaac Paredes of Detroit, the Kansas City Brady Singer, followed by Christian Javier of the Houston Astros, Estevan Florial of the Yankees, Daniel Johnson of Cleveland, Brian Hayes of Pittsburgh, Christian Javier of Houston, Drew Rasmussen of Milwaukee, followed by Jared Olivia of Pittsburgh, Josh Fleming of Tampa Bay, Alex Baum of Philadelphia, Adonis Medina of the Phillies, Hae-Sung Kim of the Padres, Casey Mize of Detroit, Jorge Mateo of San Diego, Edward Olivares of Kansas City, Dylan Carlson of St. Louis, Mickey Moyniak of Philadelphia, Luis Diaz of Miami, David Peterson of the Mets, Luis Patino of Tampa Bay, Jahmai Jones of Baltimore, Christian Pache of Atlanta, Andy Young of Arizona, and Spencer Howard of Philadelphia. Alrighty, now on to these featured cards. First up, out of 49 from Cleveland, we have Joe Sewell, and that is going to be going to Shannon. Next up, we have our 2 artist proofs. We have Juan Soto and Joey Gallo, and we're going to give them the boom booms because they look so nice with those. Juan Soto of the Nationals and Joey Gallo of the Rangers. And then we have our portraits. We have the Detroit RC Daz Cameron, followed by Buster Posey, and then Trevor Bauer right there. Trevor Bauer of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then next up, we have our 2 big hits. We have Yadier Molina, the Jersey Kings of the St. Louis Cardinals. And then out of 99, we have the Ryan Mountcastle auto of Baltimore. Both of those going to Rob. Rob, welcome to BreakTraders. There you go with some nice hits. And there you have it, folks. That is the end of Break 9.